So this is the OUKITEL Portable Power Station Outdoor Power Supply. This is the Out Plus 2001 version, not just the P2001. So you want to make sure that you understand the differences between those two. The charge on the Plus is 1800 watts, where the Classic is 1100 watts. The output power on the Plus is 2400 watts, and the charging time is 60 minutes from 0 to 80%. So we'll kind of walk you through as we're recording the video what that looks like. So as we unbox, this is actually pretty easy to unbox, and it comes really secure with these foam pads, as you can see there. I kind of just take them out and move them out of the way. It is pretty heavy. We'll go into the specifics as far as the pounds. It's about 22 kilograms. And one of the things that I really like about it is that it is set up and ready to go. You're going to see as soon as we take the plastic off, we've got everything ready to go. And I do have a extension cord that you can see there. It comes with an instruction manual, user manual. You can scan that to get everything started. And as I turn this kind of around, you'll be able to see the different parts of the device itself. So this is the back part, which just tells you all about the device itself. And as we, kind of lift it, you can tell it's pretty sturdy. It is meant to be a little bit powerful. You've got this container on the top, or this compartment on the top that holds all of the charging cords. So you can see all of the front there. We're going to go into detail. So it's got a card and 3 cables. Each one of these cables has a different purpose. One of these connects to a cigarette lighter, one of these connects to an AC outlet, and one of these connects to a solar panel. So you can charge this in a variety of ways. And the reason that you would want to use this is in case, again, if you're camping, or this is kind of prepper stuff that you want to have it in your house in case you run out of power, depending on your home setup, how these are charged. There's also going to be a little tiny pin there that you're going to use with the Bluetooth to set that up. And then you also have the mobile guide. It does come with a mobile app that you can connect to and control it with your phone, and turn it on and turn it off. So we'll actually walk you through that a little bit later in the video as well. So as we get closer to looking at everything, just to show you, because I want to show you the details on this, is going through some of this. It does connect again on the Plus version with Bluetooth. You do have screen highlighting, and in the 2001 Plus version, your ports are dust proof. And so that's super important. If you're taking this out camping or to the beach or whatever, is you want to have everything dust proof. And you've got this little compartment again up at the top. So I'm going to put all these things back into that compartment, and then I'm actually going to turn this around and show you different parts and what it looks like on each side. And then we'll come back and we'll actually plug some things in and show you all of the different ports. So on the right side, as I turn this, what you're going to see is you're going to see your AC outlet here, and then also your power bank to connect to a cigarette lighter. You can see right there's a cigarette lighter, and then there's your port, and then that is also your power bank for your solar panels. So each one of these can be plugged in, and if you can tell in the video, it is getting a little bit darker, and so we're going to have a light. Again, there's the back, and it tells you all the information as far as the weight, the measurements, and the wattage and milliamps that it will charge to, and everything like that. And then on the left side, there's just some information there. It is pretty sleek as far as the build goes and everything like that. And so as we transition into the front view, we're going to actually plug a bunch of things in. I'm going to walk you through each one of those separately. So as we jump into the front of the portable charger, you can see that I'm actually have it plugged in, and it tells me how many minutes, 41 minutes, and the percentage of what the battery is at. And so this is going to increase as we go throughout the video. This is telling me the input and the output. So let's go through all of the plugs and just kind of give you an idea. So over here, you've got your power button, and you turn that on, and it's super easy. You just turn it on and then turn it back off. But this is from the very beginning. So you turn it on, you've got the 4 AC outlets here, and they've got, remember, again, there's this dust proof, so the dust cannot get in. I really like these flaps from out of this hard plastic. So these are all the same, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. We're going to plug some other stuff in here in a few minutes. And there's 4 of those, so you could charge a bunch of different devices. This middle section is the USB section. As we jump over to that section, that will show you, and there's different wattages on your actual USB section. So you've got your classic USB, which is your 15 watt, you can see 20 watt, and then 100 watt, and then you've got your USB-C charging ports. And as I open these, you'll be able to see each one. The nice thing is if you're charging like a watch or a phone, you can just use that 15 watt. If you're charging a computer or something that's a little bit more power hungry or needs more milliamps, you can use the 100 watt charging. So you've got two of the traditional USB-Cs that are the 100, and then the USB-Cs that are smaller for a phone, and then your traditional just classic USB. And then you go over to the DC as we open that, and you're going to see that you've got the little DC port there for a cigarette lighter that you could charge, maybe a charging thing that pumps up tires or tubes or swimming things, maybe a bike or whatever on that. And then the cool thing, again, is you can also charge the whole entire P2001 from a cigarette lighter from your car. So again, those are all the DC outlets there. And then up on the main screen, you'll see that the battery time is again getting lower. So you can see 38 and 53. And then I can also adjust how much wattage I'm putting out or I want to charge. So you can see that we'll get up close and that I'm changing depending on how much wattage is going out, how long it will take to charge, and what you're using. So what we're actually going to do here in just a few seconds is we're going to plug in a bunch of different things so you can see the wattage, the input, and the output to the different devices. So we've got 3 devices in here plugged in. So you can see again, as I look up at the time and the charging power, we're up to 62% and we've got 31 minutes until we have, an 80% charge. So I haven't turned anything on yet as far as the charging, but I've got a phone, I've got a watch, and then I've got an external kind of LED lamp that will kind of light everything up as we're doing this at nighttime. So when we hit that little button down there, that is actually going to turn on the charge for that little power bank, the USB button for that power bank, and then obviously for the DC, we would push that little button. So nothing charges until you can hit those little tiny buttons at the bottom. You can also do this through the phone. So I've just turned on the DC power, and you're going to see now that we are going to turn on the light. And it's running up to this kind of portable LED lamp that we have, outdoor light that I use for stuff at nighttime. Sheds a little bit of light on the subject, if you will. Then you can see that we've got the phone. Now that's not charging, so as soon as we turn on the USB, you'll see here that that is connected to a traditional USB-C, and we've got that battery charge right there that it is charging. And then when I switch over to my watch right here, which is the traditional USB, that's the one at the top, you can see it was just charging, and there's a little lightning bolt there. And again, so we are actually charging the OUKITEL P2001 Plus and charging 3 devices at the same time. So all of this is happening at the same time. And when I click that button, it obviously turns that off, and you can see that the amperage going out of the device has now lowered. It was 80 something, now it's 63 something. And so the cool thing about that LCD screen is that it's telling you all of the information as far as the amperage and watts and milliamps that are going out to whatever device that you have plugged in. So if you have something that's taking a lot of juice, which I'll show you in a little bit when we get to the mobile, it's going to show you how much longer it's going to take. You can also adjust it so it pushes out less power when you have devices that are a little bit less powerful. Again, you can see the whole thing. I know this is repetitive, but this is one of the big key things that you need to understand is how quickly this thing charges, right? So we've had it plugged in for about 12 minutes, and you can see that the amperage just changed, how much of the output is. Now it's literally just charging nothing, and so it goes down to 0. When we turn this back on, the light comes on, and you can see that everything adjusts as far as the input and output of the battery powers. Now, one of the things that you'll need to know is that I did not test this with all 4 ports, all 6 USBs, and the DC outlet. I did it with 3 devices. It didn't seem to have any problems. And you can see that that LED lamp, it's taking quite a bit of power, right? I mean, it's not full power. I'm not running a computer or anything like that. But you'll have to test it out when you get this to run 6 devices at that time. Now, part that is really, really cool about this is, again, that you can charge and give out charge at the same time. So this is a portable device. You can kind of take this anywhere. And some of the things that we talked about earlier on is that, this has more amperage or watts than the OUKITEL P2001, right? So when you're going through your individual devices, you want to make sure that you match up your USB to whatever port that you are working on or charging from.
So once you're in the app, you're going to connect this through Bluetooth. There's instructions that walk you through how to connect everything through Bluetooth. You'll connect it to basically your home Wi-Fi and then connect to your phone. So I've actually renamed mine to Pearl Jam. So you can see here, once you log in, you're going to have all of your information, right? So you can see my input and my output. It'll tell you how much charging hours you have left, which is about 99 hours, right? For 4 days is 96 plus 3, 99 hours. And then it'll also tell you the degrees of the actual temperature over here on the right hand side. So you can see right here is 27 degrees Celsius, and then we're at 73% of our battery charge. And again, you saw that in the previous video where we were walking through. So if I were to charge anything or plug anything into this, what it would do is it would show you the output and the input. So I'm actually going to plug something in and show you what that looks like on the app. So I'm plugging in something to the AC right now, and this is actually just our home base kind of hub, and you can see that the battery time has actually gone down from 4 days to 2 days. And when I click on output, you can see what's going out: USB info, type of USB, type C, AC info, 2 watts. It's going back and forth. But you'll also see that my battery charging time is going down because I'm, basically putting stuff out there. The USB, it'll show you, even though that's turned on, this is the 15-watt plug, not a lot going out there. And I can control this from my cellular device. So I'm actually turning this on and off. So I turned on the AC charging, turned off the AC charging. You can hear the noise, and you can see the battery life is changing based on what I'm charging. So now it went up to 4 days, which is what I'm just charging is just my watch. I go back up to my basically home base, which is connected to my security cameras and stuff. You can see that the camera is changing. So in the app, you can set alarm logs, different things like that. I'm going to walk through all of those details in settings. This is where you can change the device name. As you scroll down, you can see the type C info. I'm not using any of those. I'm just using these. If I were to have something plugged in, it would go there. So if we go to other general settings, you can see our output. We can change that to 100, 110, 120. You can also see the output frequency, 50 hertz, 60 hertz. So as I'm changing these, it's changing, basically what's going on with the device. So again, super easy to use, super easy to connect.
Final thoughts. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Again, you're getting 1800 watts of charge. This is again on the P2001 Plus. Your output power is 2400 watts. You can charge the whole thing in 60 minutes. You've got multiple things that you can charge. Again, we've got DC, AC, USB, your cigarette lighter. You can charge this from a car. You can charge this from DC or AC. And I think the thing that I like the most about it is it's portable. You can fit it in the back of a camper, the back of a truck. You could use this to, charge jumper cables, cigarette lighter, an inflator, anything that would use a USB or anything that you'd use a DC. You have full control over this in the app. All of the things considered as far as the weight, the mobility, the access, the use. If I were to take everything and put it all together, I would give this an absolute 10 plus 10. If you're looking at the difference between the P2001 and the P2000 Plus, I would go with the Plus just for the extra charging time and for the quick charging. You're going to save yourself a bunch of time by going with the Plus version.